Hi, I'm Leslie Rascoe, gone to Texas Real Estate. As we're sliding into this new year in 2025 and already starting into the first quarter, it's time to really kind of have a moment of reflection as we start to anticipate the spring market. Because here's what happened in 2024. We had the fewest number of homes sold nationwide in over 30 years. And there were different factors for that. Some of it was interest rates, holding back some buyers. Prices have increased, and so those two things together did decrease the buyer market. We learned that in 2024, we set an average age record for first-time home buyers is now 38. And so that means these young people who are starting out and wanting to buy their first home are having to rent longer, and it's taking them just a bit longer to get to having an opportunity to increase their financial security and start building appreciation long term. The largest number of home buyers that we did have in 2024 were people without a child younger than 18. So 77% of all home buyers in 2024 did not have a child younger than 18. So that means that we were seeing the empty nesters and retirees typically were the ones moving around buying homes. They had more equity to work with, they've had longevity to work with, and the advantage of some years of lower interest rates. So those things have factored into that dynamic as well. Where does that leave us going into the new year? Well, here in our Austin market, our average price right now is $450,000 in the entire Austin MSA from Round Rock down to San Marcos. That is about 1.5% year over year from December of 2023. So what does that mean? Sometimes buyers and the market in general believe that home prices have dropped drastically or will drop drastically. On average, they've stayed relatively the same with actually a slight increase. I've heard some numbers say we will continue to have fairly normal appreciation going forward in the 4 to 5 range. That is simply speculation on the part of experts who look at those numbers and the factors that drive that. We don't necessarily expect a huge price drop overall. Austin was underpriced for a long time, leapfrogged up, and it's kind of steadied out a little bit. What else do we see for 2025? They're predicting not a lot of change in terms of rates. So we're kind of settling into these prices, these rates, and what does that mean for buyers? Well, we start looking at programs that can help buyers get into homes. There are programs in our market that are specific to certain areas based on a geographical map and based on the census that can help buyers get in with 0 down, 0 PMI, and sometimes no income limits. It just depends on the program and the area of town. I can help you with that. Let me know. I have lenders who specialize in those programs. There's other opportunities as well, and I would love to talk to you more about that. We do see that rent prices seem to have settled down a little bit, which is good because they escalated there for a while, making it really hard. We seem to have a lot more rental inventory right now going into the new year. So we've seen landlords have to, maybe adjust their prices a bit. And it also has given renters more options and more choices and not having to be quite so competitive and be able to have a chance to make some decisions, which is really important. That's important for buyers as well, as our inventory has increased. Right now it's at about 3.8 months, meaning that we're almost to that halfway mark with a balanced market between, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? Technically, it's still a little bit of a seller's market, but it acts more like a buyer's market because we have homes that have sat on the market for a while. We have some that need to settle down a little bit on their pricing, and then, just a little bit more inventory than we had back when we were really having to be aggressive with offers, covering that appraisal gap and those sorts of things. That seems to have calmed down quite a bit. Buyers who are coming into it with some equity in their back pocket, they have more room to negotiate. Sellers typically are a little bit more flexible on negotiation right now, which is helpful. Those sellers who do need to sell understand that they're going to have to compromise, on their price. So that's what we're basically seeing overall in the general Austin market. And it really is very buyer specific and seller specific, depending on which area you're looking at within our MSA and your price point, your goals, how long you plan to stay there, if you're planning to get a new build or a resale home, and what are the advantages to each of those options. And just working with a professional realtor who can help you navigate those questions as you work towards your long-term goals. I'm Leslie Rascoe, Gone to Texas Real Estate. I'd love to help you find your way home. 512-910-5294, or you can find me at gonetotexasre.com.